Chiefs Kingdom. You're going to want to hear this, because just when it seemed like Trey Smith was on his way out of Kansas City, everything has changed. Yeah, you heard that right. A couple of weeks ago, reports were everywhere saying the Chiefs were out of the running for Trey Smith. The cap space just wasn't there and the numbers weren't lining up. But now, well, let's just say Brett Veach and the front office might have a trick up their sleeves. So what happened? It all started with the NFL announcing that the salary cap for 2025 is projected to rise significantly, somewhere between $277.5 million and $281.5 million per team. That's a big jump, and it completely changes the financial outlook for the Chiefs. Suddenly, the door to bringing Trey Smith back isn't just open, it's wide open. And let's be honest, keeping Trey Smith was the top goal this offseason. The Chiefs have already locked in Creed Humphrey and Harrison Butker, but losing a key piece of the offensive line like Smith would have been a huge blow. Now, thanks to this unexpected cap increase, the Chiefs are back in play. Nate Taylor from The Athletic confirmed this, reporting that the new cap number could be exactly what Kansas City needed to accomplish its biggest off-season priority, re-signing Trey Smith. And guess what? Just last week, right here on Total Chiefs, we told you this was still a possibility. Now, I need to hear from you. Do you think Trey Smith deserves a new contract? Drop a comment below and let me know. Type S for sign or P for pass. And stick around, because coming up next, we're diving into the Chiefs' plan to actually make this deal happen. And trust me, it's not as simple as just throwing money at Trey Smith. All right? So now that we know Trey Smith is back in play, the big question is, how do the Chiefs actually make this happen? Brett Veach made it clear at the NFL Scouting Combine, this isn't just talk. The Chiefs' front office has already had serious discussions with Trey Smith's camp, and there's real optimism that a deal can be worked out. Veach even said, he's obviously at the top of our list. We've already had some good dialogue, and we'll continue working on it leading up to free agency. That's big. But here's the thing. The Chiefs have a history of prioritizing the offensive line when it comes to spending in free agency. Think about it. Veach has always made protecting Patrick Mahomes the top priority, whether it was signing Joe Thuney or trading for Orlando Brown Jr. This front office knows that a strong O-line is the foundation of a championship team. Now, let's talk numbers. According to Pro Football Focus, Trey Smith is projected to land a 4-year, $86 million deal with at least $52.5 million guaranteed. But here's where the Chiefs are playing it smart. They don't just want to match that, they want to offer him a 5-year deal instead of 4. Why? It's a win-win. The Chiefs get to spread out the cap hit over a longer period, and Trey Smith gets more long-term security. And let's be real, staying in Kansas City means playing for the best team in football and competing for multiple Super Bowls. That's gotta be tempting, right? But the decision isn't just up to the Chiefs. Trey Smith has to decide if he wants to chase the biggest payday possible or commit to a team that gives him the best shot at greatness. So, let's settle this right now. Do you think the Chiefs should lock in Trey Smith with a long-term deal? Type S in the ENs. Comments if you think they should sign him. And coming up next, we're breaking down exactly why Trey Smith is so valuable to the Chiefs. And trust me, when you see the stats, you'll understand why they're doing everything they can to keep him. All right, let's get into why Trey Smith isn't just another offensive lineman. He's a game changer for the Chiefs. If you've been watching Kansas City closely, you already know this guy brings power, toughness, and reliability to the offensive line. But let's break it down. According to Pro Football Focus, Trey Smith was one of the Chiefs' highest-graded linemen last season. He played over 2,100 snaps and allowed just 3 sacks all year. That's elite protection for Patrick Mahomes. And if you think about how often Mahomes extends plays, you realize how critical it is to have a guard like Smith who can hold the line under pressure. But it's not just about pass protection. Trey Smith is a dominant force in the run game, too. Whether it's opening lanes for Isaiah Pacheco or creating space for those crucial short yardage conversions, Smith is the kind of guy who wins at the point of attack. Just ask Pacheco. He'll tell you how valuable it is to have a guy like Smith leading the way. And let's talk about recognition. Smith is fresh off his first Pro Bowl selection, and he's already a two-time Super Bowl champion. That kind of experience matters, especially for a team looking to keep its offensive core intact. Even Andy Reid has praised Trey Smith's toughness and consistency. When Reid trusts an offensive lineman, that says a lot. The Chiefs need dependable guys up front, and Smith has proven he's exactly that. Now, one concern that's always been part of Trey Smith's story is his health. Coming out of college, there were worries about his long-term durability due to past medical concerns. But since arriving in Kansas City, 0 missed games due to injury, he's been rock solid, proving that those doubts were overblown. So let me ask you this. If you were Brett Veach, would you pay Trey Smith? Comment B for believe if you'd sign him, or D for don't if you think the Chiefs should move on. Up next, we're looking at what this decision means for the rest of the offensive line, because keeping Smith is just one piece of the puzzle. Locking down Trey Smith would be a huge win for Kansas City, but let's be real. The work isn't done. The Chiefs still have a major question mark at left tackle, and that's a position they can't afford to overlook. Ever since Eric Fisher left town, it's been a revolving door on Mahomes' blind side. Last season, the Chiefs experimented with Donovan Smith, but let's be honest, he wasn't the long-term solution. So what's the plan now? One name that's been floating around is DJ Humphries. He was briefly with the team before an injury derailed his season, but could Kansas City bring him back? Humphries has expressed interest in returning, and given his experience, he might be a solid short-term fix. If the Chiefs don't go that route, there are still several veteran free agents available. Ronnie Stanley, Cam Robinson, and Tyron Smith are all options. The question is, how much cap space will Kansas City have left after locking in Trey Smith? That's where things get tricky. And let's not forget, Nick Bolton and Justin Reid are also due for new contracts. Brett Veach and the front office have to balance all of these moves while keeping the team's Super Bowl window wide open. Another possibility? The draft. But here's the challenge. The Chiefs are picking at number 31, and top-tier left tackles usually don't last that long. If they want a rookie starter, they might have to trade up. And that's expensive. So what do you think? Who should be the Chiefs' starting left tackle in 2025? Drop your predictions in the comments. Coming up next, we're wrapping things up with a final look at what this all means for Kansas City's future. Plus, an exclusive deal for Chiefs fans that you won't want to miss. All right, Chiefs Kingdom, we've covered a lot in this video. Let's quickly recap the biggest takeaways. First, the Chiefs thought they were out of the Trey Smith sweepstakes, but thanks to a rising salary cap and some financial maneuvering, the door is wide open for a new deal. Brett Veach and the front office are optimistic, and a long-term contract is on the table. Second, keeping Smith is only part of the equation. Kansas City still needs to figure out the left tackle situation. And they have options: veteran free agents, a potential Humphries reunion, or even the draft. But whatever they do, it has to fit within the cap while making sure Mahomes stays protected. Now, here's where you come in. The Chiefs have big decisions to make, but let's hear from the real experts, the fans. Do you think Kansas City should go all in on keeping Trey Smith, or should they prioritize other positions? Let me know in the comments. And while you're at it, drop your guess for who will be the Chiefs' starting left tackle in 2025. Also, a quick heads up, if you're looking for fresh Chiefs gear, we've got a special deal for you. Right now, you can grab official Chiefs hats, jerseys, and more at up to 50% off. Just hit the link in the description and check out the latest merch. Before we go, if you're new here and love getting the inside scoop on all things Chiefs, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way, you'll never miss a single update. Whether it's free agency, trades, or draft news, we've got you covered. All right, that's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. It helps more Chiefs fans find this content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Go Chiefs!